Mr. Aran, for sharing that insight. Please stay with us. Now we move on to Israel. Israeli President Isaac Herzog has arrived in Sydney as part of a multi-city trip aimed at expressing solidarity with Australia's Jewish community. Herzog's visit comes after an invitation from Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese in the wake of the December 14th attack at Bondi Beach that took place last year and left 15 people dead. Herzog began his visit at Bondi Beach, where he laid a wreath at a memorial for the victims. He has also reportedly met with survivors and the families of those killed, offering words of condolences. Let's listen into some of his comments.
Beach, beloved by the Australian people and symbolic of all that's great about this beautiful nation, became the scene of the deadliest terror attack in Australia's history. 15 innocent souls who gathered to celebrate Hanukkah, the festival of light, were massacred in cold blood by two Islamic.
Despite the somber visit, Herzog's presence has sparked controversy. Some Australians accuse him of being complicit in civilian deaths in Gaza, with protests planned across Australia. Let's also listen to how a family member of the victim of Bondi Beach shooting has reacted to his visit.
It's a painful time, and we had someone come and console us. That's what this was. If you need to protest that, then sorry you had to do that, but that's not what's happening here. This is not a political thing. This is not.
Show solidarity.
Yeah, this is victims of a terrorist attack, and someone should come to support us. The first world leader who came to support.
Karnataka. Thank you very much, Mr. Lev, for staying with us. What more can you tell us about, the recent visit, and also how do you analyze the Australia's? Do you think they have done enough for Bondi Beach attack, and also for the fact that these kind of things shouldn't happen again?
I don't think there is a single decent Australian person who thinks that Australia did enough. When we see global intifada as some kind of a peaceful mean of getting a two-state solution between Israel and Palestine, we lie to ourselves, because global intifada is exactly what we saw in Australia, that it is legitimate to take Jews when they celebrate Hanukkah, which is like our Diwali, and simply kill them because they are Jews. So in Australia it became crystal clear that once you see global intifada as something peaceful, at the end of the day, you will see Jews who are murdered during their celebrations of Hanukkah.
So what do you think, like we saw a lot of things take place even last year. There was anti-Semitism attacks in other cities, and even after raising alarms, Albanese did not change or did not hike up the security around those. Is that changed now? Is that different now?
I think it is different in one concept only, that you will see more security officers in Jewish places. So if they celebrate Purim, which is like our Holi, in 2 weeks from now, you will see a lot of people in uniform to protect the Jews. But you cannot have 1 lakh soldiers around each and every Jew who wants to celebrate the religious holidays of the Judaism. So in this sense, maybe we won in the way that Jews are much more protected. Many more soldiers and police people are around the Jews. But we did not win the ideological battle. That means that Judophobia and anti-Semitism is something that nobody is ready to accept. And as long as global intifada is part of legitimate discourse in Europe and in Australia, we will see more terror attacks, because even if you bring many soldiers and police people and security guards to all the Jewish festivals, the motivation to kill Jews is still there.
And how is the Australian government balancing solidarity with Jewish community against growing anti-Semitism and also the growing public criticism of Israel's acts in Gaza?
Public criticism is okay. It is okay for Australian or Israeli or Indian to think that what Israel does in Gaza is incorrect, and to think that a ceasefire should have been long time ago, not wait 2 years from the war. This is a legitimate say, and some people support the Israeli war in Gaza, some did not support. It is all part of the game, okay? Israel is like any other country, and you can condemn and scold Israel like any other country. The point is that when you promote global intifada, you promote terrorism. This is the thing that the Australian government did not understand, and this is why there was such a high motivation to murder Jews in last Hanukkah.
And by sending President Herzog to Australia, what is Israel's message that Israel is sending with him?
The main Israeli message is that, in a way, after the Gaza war, the world became a bit too enthusiastic with the Palestinian plight, and a lot of lies were told through the mass media and through X and TikTok and so on about the Israeli war in Gaza. I think the main message of Israel to the Jews of Australia and to the Australian public is that Israel cannot tolerate anti-Semitism, because Israel, in a way, was established because anti-Semitism in Western countries was so high. So I do hope that President Herzog visit to Australia will cause some kind of understanding within the current Australian government that even scolding Israel is okay. You do not have to agree with each and every step that Israel does, but saying that Israel has committed genocide and so on, at the end of the day, it brings and promotes terrorism against Jews.
With that, I would like to thank Mr. Lev Aron for joining us today and sharing that insight. Thank you very much. Now we move on to Middle East.